I'm lucky that I've seen some incredible DIA events. I can be distressed sometimes when the DIA event is too much about the mariachis or the maracas and not too much about literacy. I want to see young people have a good time. I want to see very diverse families having a good time. But it's more than just the face painting. It's really having literacy-focused activities and showing kids, gee, literacy is fun. And that can be through storytelling. It can be through having children do their own books, have T-shirt contests, but it's all book-related, you know, book walks instead of cakewalks. One memory that does come to mind, I think it was last year that I was in Detroit, a city that's had a lot of problems economically, and I think there was a part of town that they referred to as Mexican Town. And they had planned a DIA event, and I was fascinated by the story. The Mexican consul had brought DIA to the city. He had been in Austin, Texas, and had seen DIA, and he said to me, he was a very quiet and serious gentleman, and he said, you know, I got here and I felt, here are all these social service agencies, there was a university involved, there were some schools, and he said, how am I going to get them to work together? I'm going to tell them that we're going to put on a Dia de los Niños event. And so he said, because they could all buy into that. It was the whole idea of celebrating children, etc. Well, what they created, which by the time I got there, they had grown so large that it was at a park. It was a very low-income community that lived around the park. Nothing was sold at the DIA event. People could give out bottles of water. People could give out flyers about their social service agency. There was a puppet show. There was music. But it was like being in another country, in a way, in the sense that people were strolling through the park, and they did have strollers, literally, and little ones. Everybody felt at home. Nobody had to have money. The Mexican consul was giving out a lot of books, but other people were giving out a lot of books too. So it was rethinking, how do we put children and literacy at the center of a celebration where families feel, I belong. DIA's challenge sometime in working with some more traditional public libraries. I like to think DIA is an easy bridge in. The librarians have to be willing to go over that bridge sometimes and go out and find out, well, where could I put the signs about DIA? That's where having the diverse committee can help you, right? But also it's a way parents can hear the music, they can see the piñata. I was in Galveston, Texas last year, and they had really done a wonderful job. I mean, they had a lot of free food. They had lined up like 15 piñatas, and I was having a particularly good time watching an Asian American family, multi-generation, so the grandparents, the parents, and the little ones. And the grandparents were having the best time watching these little ones whack the piñata, you know. So that's the kind of thing. And they had a sort of a scavenger hunt in the library. That was very carefully thought out. It was a way to let new patrons discover, gee, there are computers, gee, there are videos, and every part of the library you visited successfully, you got, it was, I think they tied it to Easter. And so you got something for your little basket. Everybody got a free book. And at the end of this glorious event, I emailed the organizer and I said, well, do you think you're going to do this again? And she said, how could we not? Which was a great answer, because they had realized that they had patrons who were very interested, and then the next year they will have more.